What's happening, guys, and welcome to another video. This is HyperDreads. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is a video response to a comment in Dreadlocked Fun on Facebook. Thanks to Caitlin for making this wonderful Facebook page up. It has been great, and meeting new people every day is wonderful. You've done a great job. Okay, so the video response is something I posted up. Is there any Dread-related videos you'd like to see personally on this page, Dreadlocked Fun? I'll put a link in the description, you can see it later on. So I posted something up in Dreadlocked Fun. Is there anything about dreads you guys would like a video on? So there was a few comments on there, and I'm going to go through them later on in different videos. But right now I want to focus on the one about drying dreadlocks. This is from Kat Deming. She said, drying dreadlocks, some people think blow drying your hair will hurt, but it doesn't because you're not doing it all the time. More or less those words. She also asked about separating dreadlocks, but I'll do that in another video because I'll need more time to actually separate one of my dreadlocks and then put them back together when I do it. So, yes, so I'm going to go focus on the drying part. Now, drying your dreadlocks is a very important thing to do when you've got them. Because if they're not dry at the core of the dread, then you're going to get some warmth in there and the water's going to turn very warm and it's going to start smelling. Now, the best way to dry your dreadlocks is with a towel. Wring them out in the shower once you finish washing them or whatever you do with them. Wring them out in the shower. Completely wring them out like a sponge as best you can. Twist them, in fact, like this. So you get one clockwise, one anti-clockwise, and squish them really tight. That'll get most of the water out. And then you've got the task of drying your dreadlocks. Most people would just ruffle them up with a towel and, dry them with a towel in their palms like this. And that's fine, as long as you're going out in the day and getting some fresh air and stuff, the air will circulate through your dreads and dry them that way. The most effective way I found is with a towel and a hairdryer. Now, most people with dreadlocks will have a hairdryer, or their parents will have a hairdryer because either you've had long hair before you get dreads, or you've purchased a hairdryer because you've got dreads. So you're bound to have a hairdryer if you've got dreadlocks. I'm not saying everyone's going to have one, but most people with dreadlocks has had longish hair at some point and they've gotten dreadlocks because their hair is quite long. So what you do is you get a towel. I would demonstrate. Oh, I can. So what you do is you get your, towel like this. You take it and you wrap it round, creating a tunnel inside the towel. Now this is like a vacuum underneath. Now when you blow hot air up into the towel, the air circulates around your dreadlocks and creates kind of a vacuum of heat, and that is going to create lots of air in between your dreads, and it's going to dry them a lot more sufficiently than what it would directly hitting them with a hairdryer. If you're blasting hot air onto your dreads, you're mostly directing the heat onto one part of the dreadlock or parts of dreadlocks, and it's not going to dry them fully. So you may, if you get really close with a hot hairdryer, you can burn hair on your dreadlocks, which isn't good. It's not a good thing to do at all, because as soon as you burn that hair, it will burn right through to the core of the dread, and it's not going to be very nice at all. Yeah, so that's the best way to dry your hair with a hairdryer. But yeah, like she said, there's no real damage to your dreads at all. So yeah, use a hairdryer and a towel as much as possible. If you're gonna, I do it sometimes. I find myself doing it with a hairdryer, and I'll sit there and blow my dreads like this just to loosen them up and get the loose hair dry as well in there. But I'll do it at a distance, and I'll turn the heat down to maybe 2 or 3, depending on how hot your hairdryer can get. I mean, the hairdryer we've got is quite hot. If you put it on full, there's 2 settings, so if you turn them down to kind of half and half each, it's quite a cool heat. And I hold it probably about 2 feet away from my hair, and that's just getting air 2 feet. Yeah, it's about 2 feet away from my hair, and it gets the air nice and circulating through my dreads. And I just like to hang my dreads, sort of like this, and I'll dry through the dreadlocks rather than, directly heating one dreadlock up in the middle, or at the end of the dread, or wherever you're going. So yeah, the hairdryer is really good for your dreads, so use a hairdryer as much as possible when you're drying your dreadlocks. Like she said, if you're not doing it all the time, it's not going to cause any damage at all, really. So yeah, I hope that helped. I'm going to go run through a couple of questions later on. I'm going to try and make time for another video properly, and I'll try and do a more in-depth video of removing or splitting my dreadlock. So thanks to Kat for the comment on the Facebook page. Like I said, Dreadlocked Fun. I'll put a link in the description below. you can have a look through that. It's a wonderful page. You can go, like the page, and become a member to it. It's wonderful. I think the page is now on a recommended basis only, so if you go on, you can ask to be a member, and they could, you know, verify it through there. So if you're interested in actually joining a Facebook group of Dreadlocks, then join that. It's fun. It's wonderful. There's loads of people on there. It's great. If any of you have any comments or any other questions you'd like to ask, or you'd like me to film a video on something in particular, then please comment below, subscribe and like this video, and maybe comment on that page. You know, have a look on there and ask for videos on that page, just and tell that to yourselves. Have a great one. Bye bye.